start by saying that I was delighted to hear the talk by Professor Duak, because what he outlined exactly fits in to what we have been thinking. And I was delighted to hear him say that you want to combine many fields of science to be able to make new discoveries and for collaboration. And he also included the integrity of science, which is so important. I was delighted to hear your talk. I'll use the microphone from now on. So our center started with the recognition that science provides the strongest framework for addressing the problems of the world today. And the ability to perform science at the highest level is distributed presently unequally throughout the world, so there's an opportunity for diffusion of information. And this is particularly true because it's so difficult to keep up with the rapid advances in science and technology. And we recognize that, and we think the best way is by training young scientists and having the sort of exchange programs that you've referred to. So this illustrates our mission, which is mentorship. So our idea is that students would come to our program, and there they would be mentored for a year or two. They would go back to their home universities where they would become professional scientists and in time mentors to produce other students. Well, we can keep going through this cycle, and of course eventually in Vietnam you'll be doing this, mentoring completely your own students, but international collaboration will always be important. I have to say for myself, mentoring was extremely important. I was mentored by Charles Coulson, a wonderful man who showed me the pleasure of doing science and the importance of integrity of doing science. He was mentored by John Leonard Jones. Those of you who do physical chemistry know the Leonard-Jones potential, which came from Coulson's supervisor. He was mentored by Sir Ralph Fowler. Fowler wrote the most important paper ever on the structure of ice and water in 1933 with James J.D. Bernal, really establishing the structure of liquid water in ice. He had been mentored by Ernest Rutherford, the discoverer of the atomic nucleus, and Rutherford had been mentored by J.J. Thomson, the discoverer of the electron. So I understand and recognize that what I learned came from a long line of mentoring, and I try and pass on to my students what I learned. Now at UCLA, we have a great tradition of mentoring that partly came from a basketball player and coach. His name is John Wooden. He was the greatest athletic coach in America's history. He was a very fine player, but his fame came from his mentoring. So you can see he mentored people who were taller than himself. This is a photograph of Wooden with one of his mentees at UCLA, Kareem Jabbar, who became the highest scoring player ever in American basketball, and who today is also a coach, partly at UCLA, mentoring other basketball players. John Wooden had a whole philosophy of mentoring, which is expressed in his pyramid of success. And the pyramid starts with learning qualities such as loyalty, teamwork, honesty, and then goes all the way up in his pyramid to success. John Wooden said that when he was a student, redefined success so he could never fail. And his definition of success was that he would be successful if he always tried the hardest within his own capacity to achieve his goals. If he did that, he was successful. And that, of course, led to great success in other ways. Here's a photograph of him with all of the trophies that his team succeeded. And he also wrote many books on how to mentor and lectured, and he affected all of us at UCLA. And one of his many quotations that I found extremely moving, he said, there's lots of talk of me being a great coach, producing players that go on to professional basketball. He said, that's not what I care about. He said, I teach decency at UCLA through intercollegiate athletics. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to teach decency, honesty, and making full effort through international collaboration in science, following John Wooden's example. So here's our team. Our founder and advisor is Omoriagi, who drew me into the Center for Global Mentoring. Fuyu Tamanoi here, sitting right here, is our associate director for programs at UCLA. Vi Lai is our associate director for foreign programs. And Fred Wells is our advisor for development. We're here as a team. You will also see Joe Liu, who is a scientist who was one of our mentors. So here's the list of our present mentors, including Joe Liu, who will be in the symposium. But we also have other mentors in chemistry, molecular and structural biology, and cancer biology. We hope in time to expand this list and to expand the number of mentees. So our program is, we will start with 4 students from VNU each year. They would come to UCLA for 1, or possibly 2 years if that fits in, for lab training in specific fields. They will have a seminar class, and they will participate in seminars as well as doing research. And then we hope that they will then integrate into the programs here at VNU. Knowledge transfer and sharing, of course, is our goal. All of this was formally agreed upon in a partnership signed by UCLA and VNU last August at UCLA. This shows a photograph at which some of you were present. So just in summary, our goal is to catalyze international collaboration based on hands-on mentoring, where we mentors will be working with your students who come to UCLA, creating future scientists. We would like to extend this program in time beyond Vietnam, perhaps to other countries of Southeast Asia, maybe the Middle East and Latin America. But we're very happy to start with VNU, and thank you for inviting us to this symposium.